welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah, and we have a wonderful show for you today. And first, we get to talk to Rachel, who's here from the American Red Cross, and you're here to talk about a very exciting event. So, music on the deck. Sounds like fun. That's all I need to know.
It is fun. It's intimate. We're on the cusp of all new artists that come out. So you get the chance to meet them, greet them, get pictures taken with them, all before they even hit the big scene.
Wonderful. And this comes at an interesting time. So the American Red Cross is gearing up to partner with some other organizations to promote fire preparedness. And this is an important initiative. So talk to us about that a little bit and why this is needed.
It's a nationwide initiative. We're going to be partnering with a lot of organizations, our volunteers. And the important thing to know about it is that hopefully at the end of 5 years, which is the time that we've got it set for, hopefully we'll reduce our fire injuries and deaths by about 25% across the board.
That's really outstanding.
It's pretty amazing, especially since our largest disaster response is home fires, and on average our region responds to 5 of those per week.
Wow, that's quite outstanding, really, to think about that statistic.
Lots of people see it like on the news, the big hurricanes, tornadoes, and things like that, and they don't know that silent disaster is just down the street.
Wow, there's a lot locally that you guys do. So talk to me a little bit about, I understand that there's 3 cornerstones to this initiative. So let's talk about those 3 and really what that embodies.
The first part is we're going to be doing door-to-door canvassing using our volunteers, emergency management partners, and we're going to be going door-to-door talking to people about smoke detectors, making sure we're installing them or that they are installed, checking them, and then talking to them about plans and being prepared. The second part is really unique. We're going to be in the schools engaging the youth and talking to them about the science and technology behind fire. And then the third part is we're going to put responsibility back on our community members and ask them to be responsible for their own health and safety and check those smoke detectors, make a plan and be prepared.
Very important stuff, and it's neat that you're doing door-to-door too, so we can expect you on our doorstep potentially.
Well, potentially, yes. We have specific targeted areas to start with, but potentially we could be knocking on your door asking you about your smoke detectors and whether you have a plan and how you're prepared.
And it helps you kind of gauge where the community is too, as far as maybe what percentage of awareness there is out there, and I bet you it's probably going to be pretty shocking, I would imagine, because I know that's something that often gets put on the back burner for people.
Absolutely. Lots of people, I cook a lot, I burn things a lot, so my smoke detector might not necessarily always be active. So that's the conversation I have with people.
Yeah, important stuff. What do you think are some of the most affected communities in Western Wisconsin as far as some of these dangers that you deal with on a weekly basis?
Well, we took our statistics and we pulled the top 10 in our region to start with. So when we start in October with this initiative, we're going to start with those 10. And among them, there's Madison, Monroe, Portage, Marshfield, and Baraboo.
Wow, so it's good to know that, and you're probably going to be then kind of targeting those spots.
Exactly.
So let's get back to Music on the Deck and talk about this event a little bit and how this helps benefit the American Red Cross.
It's an amazing, intimate event. Fawn Creek is a super supporter. It starts with a meet and greet at 5 o'clock. We have a concert at 7, and the purpose of it is really to raise awareness of the programs that the Red Cross has. And then there's a second component where it helps to raise some money too.
And how can people support the American Red Cross? What's the best way for folks who want to get involved and help out?
It's very individualized. You have the option to volunteer your time, to give blood, take a class, be prepared, or make a financial gift. It's really up to the individual.
Excellent. And you mentioned a couple ways to get involved, so whether it's volunteering or giving blood or financially, what's the best way for them to find you? Do they go to the website? Do they call?
You can call, you can go to the website, you can check us out at Badger Chapter on Facebook. If you go to redcross.org, you can enter in your zip code and be connected to a very local, very near Red Cross building or chapter.
Absolutely, and we've sparked some interest now for Music on the Deck.
I hope so.
We've got just a little bit of time left. Tell us, for folks at home who want to get involved in that specific event, do they go to your website? When is it? How much does it cost? All that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. If you'd like to get involved, tickets are $20 donation for an individual ticket or $30 for a pair. There also are corporate sponsorships available. You can find out more information by visiting our events page on the Badger Chapter Facebook or by giving me a call, and I can help you with further information.
Wonderful. So very affordable, and it's obviously going to a very good cause. So thank you so much, Rachel, for
Thank you.
sharing that event with us and sharing what you're doing for fire prevention. We appreciate your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, stick around because we're going to give you some beauty tips coming up right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Joining us now, we've got Mary, who joins us from Creative Bodyworks, and we're very excited to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk to you about the benefits of massage. I'm very excited to hear about this. So if you would, talk to us a little bit about Creative Touch Bodyworks, and just a little bit about yourself too, why you became a massage therapist.
Okay. I got into the industry 15 years ago in 1999, and I got into it because my husband had injured himself, and it was going to take 12 to 18 months for him to recover, and instead it only took 6 months with massaging him every night. And I realized that my whole life I had spent taking care of my family, massaging them, making them feel better, and it was just really what I was supposed to do. So I just went to school and learned all the things that I wanted to learn to help others feel better.
Yeah, and that's a neat way of putting it. It is kind of your calling, because it really is a way to help others and make them feel better. And it's an interesting profession. So tell us a little bit about, we mentioned up front, benefits. So there's some obvious, feel-good benefits, but talk to us about some other ones we might not be thinking of.
The benefits are increased circulation. So you get the oxygen into your muscles. If you've got soreness or tightness, it helps to relieve it a lot quicker. Yes, the relaxation. It reduces the cortisol levels in your body, and I honestly don't know anyone who isn't stressed to some level these days. It just feels good, and the nice thing is it gives you a nice time for yourself, which we aren't taking very often.
So true. Yeah, I mean, everyone stays so busy, and it really is important. You forget about yourself and about taking care of yourself, and you just trying to get from point A to point B. And sometimes you can accomplish things better if you're right and you've taken a little bit of time for yourself. So
Absolutely.
That said, are there some folks that you think benefit more from massage than others, or who really are clients of yours?
Actually, I've massaged from infants to, my oldest client is 87 years old. So it really is for everyone. Of course, if there's ever any possibility that it may not be for them or they have any questions, always check with a physician. But it's, anyone can benefit from massage, whether it's just to relax, whether you are in sports training. It's just part of a natural wellness plan for yourself so that you can, maybe increased mobility. A lot of my senior clients, they need some increased mobility. And it keeps them active and in their own homes. So it really is, it kind of runs the gamut.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to bring up there is a bit of competition in this industry, and I've heard wonderful things about what you do. So talk to us about what really sets you apart. What is it that makes you unique and different, and why folks would come to you?
I think what makes me unique is that I really do embody my business name of Creative Touch Bodyworks. I've learned a variety of modalities, and I have a lot of experience, and I take all of that information and utilize it for each client each time for what they need now. There's no such thing as a cookie cutter massage. I want my clients to feel valued and honored, and I want them to be able to trust me. And I think I give that to them so that they can feel safe to get a massage.
Absolutely.
You're
It's an
touching
uncomfortable
someone.
thing sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. So you want to be with somebody that you trust,
Right.
and that you feel welcomed, and
Right.
all of those things. So give some pointers, because I'm sure there's probably some things we should tell our massage therapist in order to get the best massage for us. You mentioned you do a lot of individualization. So
Yeah.
what kinds of things should people be talking to you about before their massage?
Well, if it's a new client, they'll fill out an intake form. Be honest, if you're pregnant, nobody else knows, your massage therapist needs to know. That has happened to me. what medications are you on? Do you have any strains, any past surgeries, etc., so that we have all the information we need as massage therapists to do the very best for you without adding to injuries. You know, if it's a returning client, you know, always feel free to let them know what else has changed since last time I saw you. And most importantly, during a massage, it is your massage. Always feel free to say, this is too light, this is too deep, that needs some more work. You know, anything that makes your experience better. For you, I have permission to always say, this isn't working for me, or I'd like more of this.
Yeah, so speak up.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got just a little bit of time left, but for potential clients, future clients, how do they find you, and what's the best way to go about finding a massage therapist?
Well, they can find me. I know there's probably information on the screen.
Yeah.
But a great way to find a massage therapist for you would be to start by asking friends and colleagues that you trust, have similar personalities, that will kind of guide you in a direction. Usually you will find someone that will work for you. Don't know anybody gets massage, you can always check online, Google, of course, Yelp, and Angie's List, surprisingly enough.
Well, because of that word of mouth, and that word
Yes.
of mouth is important.
It is very important.
And we'll check out your website if we want more information about Creative Touch. But thank you so much for joining us. It's reminding me that I need to go get a massage, so thank you. I'll come see
All
you.
right.
We
Thank
appreciate
you for
having
having
you.
me.
Absolutely. Stay right there. We've got more Talk of the Town coming up right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are checking in with our news partner, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. And we've got some exciting stuff to talk to you about. Some fall things coming up. There's back to school events. But first, before we get into that stuff, let's talk a little bit about what you do, a little bit overall for folks who might not be familiar with the Boys and Girls Club.
Sure.
How many locations do you have? How many kids do you serve? Let's talk about that real quick.
Sure. We serve over 3,000 kids a year. We have 2 traditional clubhouses. We're in all 4 high schools in Madison, also in Verona, and a couple middle schools as well with our Avid Tops program, our college program, and we have a lot of education satellites. We also have some new sites coming out this year, and we're really excited about those. We have a new elementary site at Bethany United Church over on Monroe Point Road that we're really excited about.
Excellent.
And also to expand outside of Madison and to get into Dane County, we're also going to do some things in Monona Grove for teens at Verona High School, and we're also doing a teen night coming up on September 27th in Sun Prairie.
Oh my gosh, you have all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
So lots of fall events. So let's
Yes.
talk a little bit further about some of those fall events. What do we have to look forward to coming up? Because fall is right around the corner.
Absolutely.
If you can believe it.
It's back to school time, and for us, it's a busy time. We just got off of summer camp on Friday, and we're already thinking about school year and have been. Our next event is August 23rd at Allied Boys and Girls Club, and we're doing a backpack giveaway for all our members from 10 to 2 p.m. Anybody who's a member or becomes a member gets a backpack, gets them a great head start, gets them looking good, feeling good for the school year, and also in that backpack comes a lot of supplies that they need. And then we kind of have a mix match table in case you might need a special, you have a special class, you need something really specific. Hopefully we have that for you, but for us it's about getting off on the right foot, getting started, helping mom or dad out, getting those supplies, and it's one less thing they have to worry about.
Wow, that's awesome stuff coming up. So let's talk a little bit about, we talked a little about some of your locations. How many people in the community do you think that you're serving as a whole?
It's really hard, to
tough
measure
one,
something
yeah.
like that directly. Like I said, we serve over 3,000 kids every year, but that doesn't affect, their whole families. It's one less thing that mom or dad, auntie, uncle have to worry about during those hours after school until 6 p.m. We give all of our kids a meal. We give them a place to go around positive adults, high quality programming in a safe environment. So I don't know really how to measure that. We have a huge volunteer base. We had a very successful Bike for Boys and Girls Club. We just did some great programs with Lake Wingra and Wingra Boats and the Rotary and First Tee and all these people that are involved in the community that always reach out, and not a day goes by without getting a phone call saying, hey, I have a really cool idea I'd like to do with the kids. So it's always going. We just want to provide a lot of opportunities for our kids that if they didn't belong to the Boys and Girls Club, they might not have a chance to experience or be a part of.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Bike for Boys and Girls Club. What a fun, successful event.
Yes.
I got to hear quite a bit about that, and just wonderful event and a way for people to get out and get active.
Absolutely.
And all for a good cause, of course.
Yeah.
And let's talk for folks who are not yet part of Boys and Girls Club. Obviously, there's a lot of people you're currently serving, but there's a lot of people you're not too.
Absolutely.
So if folks want to get involved, what's the best way to go about that?
The best way to get involved is go to our website at bgcdc.org, which is Boys and Girls Club, DaneCounty.org. They can go on there. They can find out what we do, how to be a volunteer, how to become a member. Like I said, I mentioned some of our sites that we'll be expanding to. We have sites in Madison, but we are Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, so that means we need to get out more. So as I mentioned, they can go on our website, they can learn more about our September 27th Teen Night in Sun Prairie, and they can also check out our new programs at Bethany, Monona Grove, or Verona High School.
And that's all on your website?
Yes.
Very neat stuff. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned being a member, so
Yeah.
is there cost involved to a membership, or explain how that works?
There is. For our traditional club-based sites, Taft and Allied, it's $10 for a year.
Oh.
It's great. Basically, you talked about the Boys and Girls Club, our bike ride, and all those things. All that fundraising efforts really help us keep a nominal fee for the members. As we expand, the fee's a little more outside of those two buildings because it's a new area. We're trying to serve more kids. So they can check out all those fees and everything associated with those on our website. Anyone 7 to 18 can become a member. And it's a drop-in program. You might only use us one day a week. Mom's got some things to do, dad's got some things to do, paying bills, maybe some classes they're taking, and they need somewhere to go just for those couple hours. Boys and Girls Club is a great place. We have other kids that come every single day, and I know that I'm going to see their face when I show up, and I know I'm going to see it when I leave, and it's great.
Wonderful program, and very affordable, which is wonderful
Absolutely.
for folks at home. Really quick, because we got to go in
Sure.
about 20 seconds, but I want to ask you about the back to school backpack event and when it is.
Sure. Again, it's August 23rd, this Saturday coming up from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our Boys and Girls Club on Allied over there it's 4619 Genuine Street.
All right, and we can find all that info on your website
Sure
too.
can.
So, AJ, thank you so much
Yeah,
for the
thanks for
info.
having
We
me.
always love to check in with you guys and see what's going on.
No problem.
We'll have you back.
Awesome.
You know we will.
Thanks.
And you guys stay right there. We're going to be back with more Talk of the Town coming up after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Joining us now is Natalie, who joins us from Bonzo, and we're so happy to have you. I love your restaurant. We love your food cart. Everything is wonderful. But for folks who have not experienced this, talk to us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been around.
Sure. Well, we've been open for about 3 years now. We started with 2 food carts, and the restaurant has been open for about 2 years.
Okay, so you're kind of new, but you know what? It's wonderful stuff, and we enjoy having you. And talk to us a little bit about how you can, help viewers at home and how people can come see you. What's the best way to do that?
So our goal is kind of to serve affordable and healthy food. Everything is made from scratch in small batches, and we try to source locally as much as possible. Our menu is somewhat produce heavy, and being that it's Wisconsin and winter is 10 months long,
Yeah.
we're kind of limited in that sense. But whenever we can get local ingredients, we do. We like to support the farmers as much as possible and use the freshest ingredients as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. You can really tell that with your food, how fresh everything is, and obviously we love that. So thank you for that. And if there's maybe one thing that you would like to tell viewers at home who haven't experienced your restaurant or your food carts, or maybe that have, what might that be?
Well, I guess we're locally owned. We're a family business. My husband and I started it about 3 years ago. And right after we started, after about 2 weeks where we felt that we couldn't do it on our own anymore, we hired a chef, which is Dan Schmitz. And in 3 years now we have about over 20 employees. I don't think we could have done any of this without the great support that we've gotten from the Madison community.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of loyal customers, and then mostly the people that we work with. We're very, very, very lucky to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mentioned that you're kind of new. I mean, you're not that new. You've been around for a few years now. And the interesting thing is how much, you know, the growth and the just response that you've gotten in a relatively short time is really quite outstanding. So it's really neat to have that. And let's talk a little bit about dietary restrictions. So I know that you really do some things to accommodate people who have restrictions. So talk to us a little bit about that.
We do a lot of vegan food, vegetarian food, and well, I guess if it's vegan, it's also vegetarian. And we also cater to gluten-free since in the last few years it seems like it's been a big thing, whether it's for actual people who have celiac or for other reasons.
Just health reasons, possibly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we try to do that, but we do really try to cater to everyone. We have meat, we have options for everyone, and
Yeah.
we try to cater to kids as well.
Yeah, you really do have a lot of options for folks, and it is nice for folks who are looking for gluten-free because that can be a challenge. And now, do you do a wholesale operation as well?
We do. We currently serve our hummus, which is made fresh with no preservatives, at a few grocery stores. We have it at Jennifer Street Market, Metcalf's, one at Hilldale, and the other is at Westtown. And lastly, we sell it at Whole Foods as well.
Okay, well that is very dangerous information because I love your hummus and I didn't know I could get it elsewhere, so look out, Metcalf's. No. Very good to know, so thank you for sharing that. And now let's talk, you do a little bit of events too. I know everyone raves about your food carts. Do the food carts, can that be part of the event, or tell us about that?
Yeah, we have been doing a lot of events in the summer. I mean, Madison is great for festivals and all that kind of stuff. So we definitely try to be involved as much as possible with those kind of things. It gets pretty crazy. And we also definitely cater for weddings, rehearsal dinners. It's been pretty popular to have the food cart come out. We can do that. We can also just do small caterings for offices. Now that football season is coming up, so we're going to definitely try to do some caterings for those as well.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be really nice to have you come to the office or come during a football game or something like that. Would be great. And talk to me a little bit about, as you've expanded and just grown, have there been some new additions to the menu lately?
Currently, we just partnered actually with Seat a Table, which is a very nice company. They only sell sustainable seafood. It's kind of part of a co-op, so there are other restaurants that are involved with it. I think Latois is involved, Gray's, Papavero, there's a few other ones, and basically we all order together to kind of keep the cost low, but also get very, very high quality seafood, which can be pretty hard to get in the Midwest.
Yeah, and that helps keep the costs down for the consumers too, which we appreciate, of course. Well, we don't have a lot of time. We almost have to go, but talk to me a little bit about the restaurant and what service we can get there.
We try to do it as casual, kind of family-friendly as possible. We have a great patio, which is nice for the summer, which is short, so definitely try to take advantage of that.
Wonderful.
And then we have live music. There's also another room in the winter, which we try to make as cozy and welcoming as possible.
And it is, and we appreciate you joining us. And give them a try if you haven't yet, or call them for catering or events. Thank you so much, Natalie, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching. That's it for Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. Please join us next time.